Welcome to another exciting paranormal highway. Today, asking a simple question. Simple question. It's in the poll. Do aliens know more about our government than we do? Do they know more about them? What do they know? Today's topic is about discussion. It's all an opinion. You first have to believe that aliens exist in the first place to even be part of this conversation. But it's a simple question. Do we believe that aliens knows more about our government than we do? So I'll tell you what, I got the poll up right now. So go put in your vote. I'll put the intro on real quick, go to the bathroom, get popcorn, come back, and we'll see what you guys think. Do the aliens know more about our government than we do? Or is our government all aliens? Could be a possibility. You ever look at Joe Biden? Doesn't look human to me. I don't know what that thing is that's standing up there pretending to be president. But hey, let's come back, put in your vote, and we'll discuss it.
If you believe we have crashed craft, stated earlier, do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries.
Were they, I guess, human or non-human biologics?
Non-human, and that was the assessment of people with direct knowledge on the program I talked to that are currently still on the program.
Did this ex-special agent just out that aliens exist? In a US Congress hearing into claims the government is covering up keeping UFOs, witnesses said that they'd seen intact alien vehicles. The Pentagon denies this.
Well, of course, the Pentagon's going to deny it. They're going to deny everything. Or, when you think of the word Pentagon, there's thousands of people that work at the Pentagon. So you're talking about really the leader of the Pentagon thinking that. Because I'm telling you, not everybody who works at the Pentagon, they know secrets, and they wish they could come out with the secrets. But simple question. Do aliens know more about our government than we do? Simple question. Let's go over and let's look at the poll so far. All right. So far, we got 18 votes. And so far, 83% of you thinks that they do know more than us. Are they trying to keep the truth from us? Is corporations, is YouTube themselves, are they even part of like not covering up, but saying certain information, like trying to hide trying to hide the truth from people? Are they? Hold on. I was looking up something because my brother, where is he? I think he's in the chat. My brother's in the chat. Oh yeah, first, before we get to him, everybody, if you don't see what's pinned in my thing up here, happy birthday, Danny Stanton. Danny Stanton's birthday's today. It's the 13th, so everybody know that Danny is very close to the communities. He's been in all the UFO, Bigfoot, paranormal community. It's his birthday, and I want to say happy birthday to you, Danny. In fact, exclusive. You're only going to hear me say this once, or hear me sing this maybe one more time in my whole life. I'm going to sing happy birthday to Danny Stanton right in front of you wonderful people in the chat. So Danny Stanton, better close your ears because I might blow out every speaker on everybody's computer by singing you happy birthday, Danny. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Danny Stanton from South Carolina. Happy birthday to you. All right, happy birthday. sometimes you wonder if YouTube's doing some weird thing, because my brother did a live show last night, and it was brought to my attention. Here, let me show you guys. Let me do something real quick, and it's kind of a strange. My brother probably knows what I'm talking about. Here, let me see here. Let me see. God dang it! I got a dog licking my feet. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh, god dang it. Where is it? I'm sorry about, hold on a second. Let me go here. Let me go here. Maybe it's under, oh, here we go. Let me share this screen. I got a message from okay, here's a message from George and Danielle. He says, "Hey, I watch since yesterday's show. He basically was saying my brother show had 515 likes. And this morning, he actually had 8.7 thousand likes. 18 like 8.7 thousand likes. And then I just relooked, they took it all away. They took it all away, and they moved it to like 17. So what's that about? What is that weird thing they're trying to do? Gave him 515 likes, and then this morning, I think I replied back to George, and I think I gave him the updated number that was there this morning. Let me double check. I know I replied back to him. Let's see. Did I reply here? I replied. Yeah. Today's show 8.7 thousand views. And now I'm back to 17. So are they not showing the true amount of people that are watching this kind of content, that's watching his content, our content? Because how do you have that many likes when, people, I'm not this, I wish we all had 1,000, a million subscribers, right? A million views, but we don't. But how do you get that many, right? Right, George? How do you get that many? And the views are getting close to 100. It's almost like you're broadcast everywhere and everybody's watching it. But, and I'm not saying this, I don't know this for a fact, that Google don't want you to know that people are watching this kind of content. Because when George told me about it, it was at 515. And when I looked at it first thing in the morning, it was at 8.7 thousand thumbs up. Usually, if you got 7 thousand views, clicks, for thumbs up, usually you probably got to have about 100,000 views. You know what I mean? Like usually, not everybody who watches your content will have, you'll have a thumbs up for everybody who watches your content. You wish they would, but they don't. So, and it was brought to my attention, not by me. And I want, well, Eric, I know somebody's watching right now that's not part of the show. Eric, you're making that crap up. Somebody's thinking that right now. I'm making that crap up. No, it was George, the one who pointed it out to me, and I looked. And when I looked, it was at 8.7K. It said 8.7K. Now it says 17. Is it a glitch in the system? Maybe. But why is it only a glitch for him? I don't know. Guys, there's times that, I post all my stuff on Reddit. I have a Reddit page, Gypsy Road. I have a Reddit page. And I put my stuff on there, and sometimes it'll tell you how many people clicked on the video stream to YouTube. And I will sit there and it'll say 5,000 people watch your video on Reddit. And the data, the analytics said it right there. I think I showed it one time on the live channel. When you go back to it, only 200 people. But right there said over 5,000 people watched it. So I guess the moral to the story is there's more people watching your content than you think. And I can't tell you the reason why they don't want those actual numbers to be there. I mean, if you want to call this a conspiracy, I mean, you can. You can. But the fact is, I saw my brother's thumbnails. As George said, 5.15, 8.7K, and they moved it back down to 17. Maybe because we're talking about it now. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I wish I had an answer for you, but I just thought that was a little strange. And of all days, the number 13. Of all days, number 13 that this happened on. And everybody knows that 13's always been like a secret, not secret, but it's always been a magical number for me where a lot of things happen on that day. And it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I wish I could sit here, but you know, and the thing is, it's hard to trying to their fear the paranormal community exposing the truth. And the thing is, Danny, you know, I think with us in this fantastic, great community that we're in, I think we share information. We share thoughts on what we think on the paranormal or UFO, Bigfoot. It doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? We share. So we let the people come in and choose for themselves on what they think what the truth is. You know what I mean? I don't force truth onto anybody. I never force the truth on anybody. I never tell anybody that you have to believe what I believe in. You don't have to. You have the right and the choice to choose the truth. We're just here sharing information, and I'm just here giving you my thoughts. You can take my salt with a grain of salt. You can take my thoughts and flush it down the toilet. But what we're doing here is sharing thing of information, and then it's up to you guys. It's up to you guys. You know, and I do want to do a shout out real quick. Midwest Night Watchers, and I'm going to share the screen. Yesterday, I was invited to Midwest Night Watchers, midnight. I don't know why I call them midnight. Midwest Night Watchers. I was asked to be on their channel, and I was on their channel last night, and I gotta say, I had a fantastic time on their channel, and there's nothing better than going on a channel with people who have open minds. And you know, they were just curious about the story, and they, you know, asking questions about the story, you know, kind of things that we remember. And I love that because there's so many things that when you go through a story over and over again, there's so many little things that maybe not technically miss that you weren't even thinking of. And it was you know, I had a fun time on the channel, and they're great people. They're great. They're fantastic people. I love the couple. You might know, you know, you see them in the chat, Midwest, and you see Chi in the chat. Chi, they're great people, and I appreciate them inviting me onto their channel. There's just nothing better than being invited to, like I said, nothing better being invited to a channel of open-minded people. You know, we're all here just trying to understand some of the things that we're going through because the news ain't gonna pick it up. I mean, the news, you, CNN, Fox News are eating these channels, MSNBS, whatever you want to call all these news channels. They would never invite myself, my brother, on to talk about the Gettysburg experience, unless I had a connection with Jeremy Corbell. I hate to bring his name up. If I had a connection with Jeremy Corbell, if I was signed with him, I would probably be a guest on these channels, but I probably would have to have either Jeremy Corbell, George Knapp sitting right next to me and my brother telling our story. They would never invite us because they want people to think the truth is only from a selected few. Gatekeepers. You want to use the word gatekeepers? You can. You can use the words gatekeeper. And they select the people they want. And they selected people like Jeremy Corbell, Aviel, the famous Harvard scientist. They have their favorites. They have their picks. People that they can control. And why they control them? Because it's all about the money. That's why you don't see real people, honest, real people. Or no, let me back up. It seems like when they do interview certain people, but it's almost like they kind of make fun of them. When they go back to the studio, they kind of laugh, like UFOs, aliens. Oh, you know what I mean? Like if Jimmy Corbell's there, they'll do that serious one-on-one questions, but if they interview anybody from the outside, they all kind of smirk, right? They all kind of smirk. It is what it is. It is what it is, right? I mean, what are you going to do? Here, let's check out one of these videos real quick that I got, and we'll dissect it. It's a news. I look for news channels to see what they talk about, and then we'll stop and pause it, and we'll talk about it. This one's called the first video I'm going to show you is called "More Than 270 UFO Sightings Reported Over 8 Months." First of all, when I look at that title, have you ever been on the news? No, I have never, ever been on the news. I don't think they'll ever put me on the news unless there's some kind of murder case or something that they're going to get ratings from. No, they will never put me on the news. Now, let me put this video up. Let's take a look here, and we'll stop it, and we'll dissect it. So more than 270 UFO sightings.
This week, the U.S. government releasing a new report on unidentified anomalous phenomena, what most people know as UFOs. The report found that between August of last year and April this year, the office tracking these sightings received nearly 300 reports.
300 reports. Right there. Hold on a second. Hold on. Long Island, they follow you around all day, and then they use 30 seconds of edited footage and one sentence you said out of 12 hours of them annoying you. I have heard that. I have heard that they would film a person all day, and you could say something like technically off topic that really wasn't technically you meant for the newscast, and they'll choose whatever they think that is the juiciest. But the problem is, and I don't know if they did that on you, Mike. I don't know if they did on you. But the problem is when they do clips like that, 30-second clips, sometimes they don't get what you're trying to say on the content, because sometimes it takes a whole paragraph, the whole story to explain what you're talking about. And they'll take a little 30-second from the paragraph, and people are not understanding what you're meaning. Yeah, you said it. You said it to the news, but in an overall arc. but they pick and choose within the arc. So it's like they're putting words in your mouth, which it is your own words, but not through the whole arc of the story you're trying to tell. That's the news for you. And getting back to this video, 300? Really? We know there's thousands. There's thousands of reports. So the question is, again, I would wish, and it's never going to happen, people, when they say 200, 270, where are these reports even coming from? What organization? Give us a little bit more information on what organization are they getting this from? Because we know there's tons. And if you're the news, you're supposed to be delivering facts. That's the job of a news. Remember, the news channels on local TV were put into law that is not supposed to be about ratings. If people didn't know that, I don't know if you guys know that. You can look it up. I don't know what it's called. But there was a law put in long time ago that every local channel has to give you the news, but it can't. But it's not supposed to be based on ratings. So what they mean, what the law is supposed to mean is, it's supposed to just give you the facts, give you the information that they know. But the news is about the ratings, and the truth don't sell. Truth don't sell. Let's see more of this news story.
Some of these incidents are still under investigation because they could pose a security threat to U.S. military operations, especially aviation. Let's bring in Chris Impey, a professor of astronomy at the University of Arizona. Chris has more than 210 publications on space and has written about past sightings. So, Chris, the report says there's no evidence that any of these objects came from outer space. Is that the final word?
That's been the word for the last few years from the NASA committee, from the
last few years. That's been the story since mankind. Nobody tells the truth. Even if the government knows exactly what they are, they're not going to tell you the truth. Unless it is a real balloon and all that. They'll come out and, say those little things. So that not just the last few years. It's always been like that. Let's not be blind. But hey, guys. This guy right here, he's written books. He's at Arizona. So we have to believe him. We have to. Right? He's written books. He's written books. He has to be the truth.
congressional reports to U.S. Congress, it's been consistent. Nobody's seen little green men yet.
Okay, so have
okay, nobody's seen little green men yet, huh? Okay. By whom? So basically, what he's saying is, for little green men to exist, which I think he's prejudiced because they could be gray, they could be black, they could be purple. I don't know why he's exactly calling the aliens green. I think that's being a little prejudiced, my opinion, right there. I think the guy's a racist for saying green aliens. It could be any color alien. The aliens could be binary. Binary aliens. Just say binary aliens. The binary aliens will solve all the problems. Or call them they. I don't know. Call it binary aliens. And all that. So basically what he's saying is, since the government hasn't said binary aliens exist, they can't be true. So that means the news channel, are calling every single person out there who has had an experience with a gray, green, purple, binary, they, them, she, I don't know, are all lying. Everybody in the public every person in the public that has came out with some kind of experience, they're all lying because the truth does not come from the people. It comes from the White House, I guess. I guess it's not true until sleepy old Joe Biden wake up from his little nap. But you know, you guys seen the videos of him. They ask him about UFOs, he'll just smirk it off and walk away.
Officials made the data available to outside experts for an independent review.
They will make.
But they made the records through independent people? Really? Who are these independent people? And what kind of classified information are they reading? Let's see what this bozo says.
All the unclassified data available and the data that the NASA committee.
Okay. He did say, yeah, they let all the unclassified data, which anybody can access to. You got rights to access. I mean, hey, Cosmic Neighbors is not afraid to send letters to the government to ask for certain files and stuff. Certain files. So the independent companies, whoever they are, get to see the unclassified information. Fantastic. And let me tell you guys something. They could call whatever company independent. If they pick you, there's a reason why they pick a certain company. They might be considered independent, but they're getting some kind of funds from the government. So Ron gets it done. He does. He shows it. He sends it. No president has ever confirmed that UFOs and aliens exist. It's more than their life is worth. Yeah. And they never will. They'll never will. The closest you'll ever get for any president would probably just be when Ronald Reagan was talking about the Star Wars plan and try to, we got to defend ourselves, basically people on this planet or, out of this planet. I mean, that's about the closest you're ever going to, this one, I'm talking about this one right here.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
That's probably the closest you'll ever get to a president saying they exist. That's probably the closest you'll ever get. And private companies are exempt from Freedom of Information Act. So the government will outsource the private companies to avoid public disclosure. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So even when you hear the word independent, it sounds great to the public. Oh, finding what we're asking for the independent. Yeah, they pick and choose. Listen, Reagan's speech being taken out of context or not, what I'm saying is it's the closest thing that there is of a president talking about an alien in that kind of a way. Yeah, it could be totally out of content, but it's the closest. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying Ronald Reagan is there admitting that they do exist, but you do got to remember Ronald Reagan, vice president, was the most powerful man in the United States of America. George Bush, the father, who became president for one term, who was the leader of the CIA, who knows everything about aliens and UFOs that's on this planet. So Reagan does have some inside information. And I guarantee not even George Bush even told Reagan everything, but basically telling him that we do need. So all I'm saying is the Ronald Reagan thing is probably the closest that we'll get as a president about aliens. That's about it. That's all I'm saying. Or maybe one day Bill Clinton will do it, but he got to buy his book.
Is studying hundreds of reports is also going to be made available. The classified stuff has to go through a very torturous procedure, so I'm not sure civilians will get to see that.
You're never going to see that. It's got to go through a procedure. It's going to a procedure of a guy saying, nope, 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 nope. Oh, hold on. This one is in a gray area. This one, we might be able to pass it on. We'll say we unclassified, disclassified, which is probably just somebody filmed a kite, and they claim that it's a kite. You know what I mean?
Right. I know all about declassification. So what do we know about that data that is classified? Any hints?
Well, I think it's mostly classified because it occurs, near military bases or whatever. And I suspect the type.
Hold on. So the classified ones are just happens to be the ones that are mostly close to the military bases. Really? So there's no other. So most all these UFOs and alien things are the classified ones are because they're close to the military. Well, goddamn, there's military bases all over the United States. Listen, I was in the military. My brother's in the military. We have family in the military. We still have family in the military. There's military bases everywhere. So making a claim like that is hideous because almost every state has a military base. Almost every state has a military base. So it's easy to say, well, it's classified because it's close to a military base. Well, almost every state, we got military bases in other countries. So that's kind of a stupid kind of a comment, in my opinion. Here we go.
Type of data we're looking at involves radars or particular imaging devices that the military just doesn't want to publicize. So it's not a question of what the data shows, it's a question of the detectors that they're using.
Because, first of all, again, I hate this when they say, because the military basically don't want to show it. The military's boss, and I know all you awesome people know this, the military's boss is the commander-in-chief. It's the president. It's the senators, the representatives, the people who get voted by people probably never been in the military. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying you have to be in the military to understand it or not. That they're the ones who puts the laws out on what the military can tell you or show you. So I hate it when they put it like, they make it like military is evil, and they're not. They're just regular people. Like when I was in there, my brother was in there. A lot of you fine people in the chat was in the military. We just do what we're told. That's basically the military. There's a chain of command. You follow the chain of command. So when they say the military won't do this and that, you're basically saying the government. Because their boss, the military's boss, is the government and the president. Military, we just follow orders. Once you sign up, once you sign your name on the dotted line, and I remember anybody who joins the military, I don't know how it is in the UK or other countries, But you sign up, you put a dream sheet, like where you want to be stationed at, where you want to go. You don't guarantee to get nothing. Once you sign up, you go to boot camp and stuff, you go where they want you to go. They'll tell you about the dream sheet, they'll tell you and they'll test you and all that. So you go where you go. You can't go, oh, hold on a second. When I signed up, I thought I was going to go to the cutter ship up in New Jersey, but you're stationing me in Seattle. You're going. I picked a dream sheet to be in Seattle. They put me in New Jersey. Yeah. There's yeah. There's no negotiating with their superior officer. Yeah, Bob, remember the dream sheet? The dream sheet? You put where you want to go. I think you're allowed to put 3, if I remember right. I don't know what it is now, but I remember when I went in, you're allowed to put 3 places where you want to go. The dream sheet. And you're not guaranteed where you go. So Dr. Wu, did you actually have to fill out a dream sheet? Did you guys have one of those?
So this is really a question of sources and methods and revealing how good the U.S. military techniques are.
Exactly. It's a sort of intelligence issue. Same would be with the intelligence agencies.
Okay, so let's go a little deeper on the risk these objects could pose to U.S. military operations. What does that look like?
Well, the report says there were no indications of direct threat to the military pilots who saw them, or I think the commercial pilots. So it's very interesting because they're not, intervening. I mean, obviously, American military deal with incursions and proximity of Russian or Chinese pilots where there's real risk and danger. That doesn't seem to be happening here. So they're at a sufficient distance that they don't declare it a direct threat.
So just to bottom line it, what explains all of this?
Well, some of it's in the report. The report's pretty slim, actually, only 12 pages.
That is slim for a government report. Let's be real,
Exactly.
okay? Exactly.
And only 5 pages of text. So they talk about the shapes.
Oh, see, look. Hold on. I'm going to look. Squatch America. I put Alaska, Colorado, North Carolina, right, on his dream sheet, and he went to Germany and Iraq. You see what I mean? you could put whatever you want on the dream sheet, and you're not guaranteed to get it. This guy seemed like he knows. I don't know. I'm gonna go back a little bit. There's something he said that was interesting. Hold on.
Well, some of it's in the report. The report's pretty slim, actually, only 12 pages.
That is slim for a government report. Let's be real, okay? Exactly.
And only 5 pages of text. So they talk about the shapes. The shapes are interesting because in more than half of the cases where our shape is reported, it's a sphere or a spherical object. That's kind of interesting because anyone who knows a bit of physics knows that spheres are not very aerodynamic. And so none of our high-speed conveyances are spheres. Weather balloons are spheres, so maybe some of these are weather balloons. So that's one thing that jumps out in the data. And the other is the geographical distribution, which wasn't called out much in the report. But
hold on. But Juan Truth, he's written books. He's a professor or whatever at Arizona. So we have to believe him, right? Juan Truth. I mean, it sounds like he knows more than the people who are there. No, it's funny, like, if you have a script, and I'm not saying all these things are scripted, but just say you have a script. You get a guy like Aviel from Harvard, you get a guy like him, you put a professor name on him, a professor name on it, and then it's like everybody's like, oh, wow, oh, whoa. You guys hear what that professor said from Arizona? Or an Aviel guy that's from Harvard? He's from Harvard. You got to be a genius to be in Harvard. No. Yeah, you got to be smart, but you got to also have parents with deep pockets. You got to have parents with deep pockets. So they got to be telling the truth, right? They got to be telling the truth because he's a professor. He's basically a higher paid teacher. All right? I'm not putting any professors down. I went to college. My brother went to college. A lot of people went to college. It's a higher degree to be teaching at a higher for more money. You got the elementary, junior high school, junior college, university, or state college, university, whatever. It's a degree to allow you to teach at a higher place for more money with people that have deep pockets to be able to send you there, where the poor kids have to stay home because there's no way for them to get to school. Just saying.
There's a map, and the sightings are very interestingly clustered. They're mostly in the southern U.S. The big hotspot is the southern U.S. coast, East Coast, where there are a lot of military bases. Some
Bingo. Bingo. He says something very interesting there. And I said this before, even before I seen this video. Anybody who watched my channel know I've seen this before. There are technically more UFO sightings on the East Coast versus the West Coast. There just are. Is it because of the amount of people? Well, yeah. More people, more sighting. But percentage-wise, the percentage is greater. But there's a lot more military bases on the East. A lot more. And I'm not here saying that every person that looks up in the sky is seeing something that's from the military, from all the satellites or not. But the percentages are also a lot greater there. So all I'm saying is just be careful with the UFO sighting videos and all that. Just be careful because there are more military bases. There are, you can see the satellites better in a lot of the places on the East Coast versus the West. So you got to put that in the grain of salt. I'm not trying to debunk it, but he is true. There are way more military bases on the East Coast, so there are more chances of interference of people catching real UFOs that are from another world. I'm talking about the ones from another planet. I'm not talking about drones and all that. So you got to be careful.
in California, and then a huge number in the Persian Gulf and over Iraq, and then another huge number over China, which is also interesting because most of the
You know, he talks about huge numbers. Hold on a second. I'm going to go back for a second. Hold on.
clustered, they're mostly in the southern U.S. The big hotspot is the southern U.S. coast, East Coast, where there are a lot of military bases, some in California, and then a huge number in the Persian Gulf and over Iraq, and then
A huge number over Persian Gulf and Iraq. This is where I'm curious. He says huge number. Are we talking about huge numbers that military people are seeing? Or are we talking about the people in Iraq trying to, I mean, honestly, seriously. I mean, I'm not in Iraq. Who do they report UFOs to? Do they report UFOs, Saudi Arabia, to United States like we do? You know what I mean? Like. What do you mean big numbers? Like how? Like. Where are the major reporting? I know in America, right? We got MUFON, right? We got MUFON, right? MUFON. Does Iraq, Saudi Arabia, do they have a MUFON? Did they go through the same thing as we go through? When you say big number, how is that number calculated? That's all I want to know. I mean, like I said, I've never been in Iraq. You know, I've never been to these countries that seem like they're always at war with each other, and I don't even know how their internet working if they have all these wars and everything's getting shot up or whatever. Who are they reporting it to? I'm sure that, a lot of countries have certain things that are banned that they can't get into the US websites. But I'm just curious. How those big numbers even calculated? I mean, I don't know.
And another huge number over China, which is also interesting because most of these seem to be US sightings. So I'm not sure where the Chinese data came from.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. So just to take that a little bit further here. So there are 4 hotspots where you have these sightings, 2 in the US, the Gulf, and then China. What do you think explains that?
They're not uniformly distributed at all. And that's been the case of UFO sightings going back to Roswell, going back 80 years. If you plot them, hundreds of thousands of sightings on a map, the US gets a lot of sightings. They fall off at the Mexican and Canadian borders, which doesn't really make sense because if something's in the sky over the border, Mexicans should see it as well as Americans, and Canadians should see it too. Brazil, a country with the same population and size roughly as the US, hardly any sightings, very, very few. So it's not uniform. This seems to be an example of American exceptionalism. I'm not sure why.
Or curiosity, right? That's
Curiosity.
Or looking for the
He's a professor. So he automatically he knows more than us. What is this? The lady reminds me of the actor from V. Oh, the remake. Yes, the remake. God, yeah, you're talking about the actress. She also starred in. She was Deadpool's girlfriend in the movies. Yes. God. Oh my God, hold on. I gotta look up a picture of that. Let me see if I can find a picture of the new V series images. Let's see. Let me see here. The new images. Let me see. I know exactly who you're talking about. Oh. V TV series. It was giving me something else. It was you always got to check because you never know. Oh, you're talking about right here. Hold on. I know exactly what she's talking about in the chat. That girl looks like this. Right here. Her. Wow. That is her. Hold on.
unexplainable kind of.
Wow. It does look like the girl from the V series. The new not it's not brand new anymore, but the one that came out like 10 years ago. Wow, that's good. That's a good eye. That's spooky. That's spooky. Yes, as I said, she was the one that's in Deadpool. Yeah, that's spooky. Here, is it any more pictures? I like the V series, man. I like the original the best. I tell you what, she is cute. You can't beat that, right? You can't beat that. So, I don't know. All right. Let's here. We got an article, website, whatever, that's from the it's from the UK. The Independent, I guess it's from the I think this is oh, it's the US edition. I thought it was the UK. I don't know. US hotspot reveals as ex-MOD expert calls for action. Really? Here, let's click on this for a second. Let's click on this one. UFO hotspots revealed as ex-Ministry of Defense expert calls for action. Manchester, London. Okay, so this one, so this is the ex-Ministry. Why it's got to be ex-Ministry that finally comes out says UFO hotspots? Why can't the latest one came out? October 24, 2023. So this is almost new. Manchester, London, and Cheshire have the largest hotspots for UFO sightings for the past 2 years. So let's find out. Andy, you're from the UK. Is there any truth to that you see there? That London and Cheshire are the hottest spots for UFOs? According to this, there has been close to 1,000 reported UFO sightings across the UK in the past 2 years. 1,000? Probably more than that, right? Gotta be just 1,000? Okay. Well, the news don't lie, right? They don't lie. Let me see here. Let's see here. Make this bigger. All right. Data collected by extraterrestrial experts. People in the chat, you wonderful people, you lovely, awesome people. Hold on. I am from Cheshire in London. I would agree if I ever left the house and looked up in the sky, but I cannot confirm. Okay. Data collected by extraterrestrial experts. What's the qualifications to be considered an extraterrestrial expert? What's the qualifications? Do you have to be probed by a binary alien that could be green, purple, black, blue? See, I'm not prejudiced of all. What's considered an extraterrestrial expert? Is there, I went to college. Was there a class on how to become an extraterrestrial expert? Is the professor Jimmy Corbell? I'm just curious. I'm serious. I'm serious about this. I'm serious. There are now ET experts or Bigfoot experts for that matter. I mean, what I don't know. I really want to know what is the qualifications, right, of being considered an expert. Okay, let's go back. Experts at UFO Identified have shown that there has been a total of 957 UFOs spotted between January 21st of May. That includes 410 and 21, 494 and 22, and 53 of May of this year. Manchester, London, Liverpool have hotspots for potential overworldly encounters since 2021. They probably have always had sightings. Always had the sightings. They just, I mean, I don't even know how they're getting these reports from London. Like Andy, maybe that's a question you can answer to people in the chat. Like if you, like Andy, if you did go outside, you look up in the sky and you saw a UFO and you don't know what the hell it is, do you guys just go to your version of MUFON, or do you go to the Americans MUFON website and put it in there? So Andy, where do you guys put your UFO sightings? Is it a UK MUFON website? I'm curious. I don't know the answer to that. I don't. I like to know. How do they report their stuff? In one sighting last year in Southwest Suffolk, a witness reported seeing an object with 5 oblong lights positioned along one side, which move erratically, making sudden movements and traveling at an extremely fast speed, according to the UFO Identify website. Well, what's that website? However, the investigation by the UFO experts concluded that this sighting had a high probability of a drone activity? There we go. A UFO expert. That's a far stretch to say a drone, right? God damn, any goddamn person could say it was probably a drone. That doesn't even need to be a UFO expert or an extraterrestrial expert. You could get a homeless guy from the alley to say, "Oh, it's probably a drone. It's probably a drone." I bet the homeless. I don't want to make fun of homeless, but I bet homeless is more freaking smarter than who these so-called experts. I just want to know what the criteria is to be considered an expert. And I've always wanted to know, when somebody calls himself a ufologist, is that just a dumb title you just make up for yourself? Because what's the qualifications to be considered a true ufologist? I mean, is there a criteria? Is there like a test I got to do? Isn't it all just opinions in the first place? Shouldn't that what it would be? Or like the homeless guy go, it was dumb. Or remember the movie remember the movie Terminator? The 1984, the best Terminator movie ever made, the very first one, when that guy goes time travels and he's naked and he goes steals that homeless guy's pants. You know, the guy on the homeless guy's on the ground saying, "He stole my pants." That guy should have got an Oscar nomination for somebody stealing his pants. That's my opinion. Would be in questioner. Okay. All right. Let's see. Nick Pope. Nick Pope. Is he related to the Pope? I mean, he's got to be telling the truth anyway, because he's got the last name of a Pope. So, and hold on. I got Speaker of the House, and they still won't tell me everything. I got Speaker of the House, and they still won't tell me anything. When you say I got Speaker of the House, are you talking about you've been in contacted with the Speaker of the House? No, that interesting. Nick Pope, a former Ministry of Defense official who investigated UAPs, urged the government to treat the sightings more seriously. Really? Well, no shit. Something flying in the sky, you don't know what it is? Well, yeah. Oh, Mike Johnson is the new Speaker of the House for the Capitol. Oh, that's why he can't tell us anymore. I got it. Speaking to the independent UFO expert said, while most UFO sightings turn out to be misidentifications or of ordinary projects and phenomena, the Chinese spy balloon saga earlier this year teaches a valuable lesson that the consequences of applying a lazy, bureaucratic, it can't be so, it isn't mindset to UAPs. Oh, okay. Applying a lazy, bureaucratic, lazy. So just calling a UFO UAP, it's basically being lazy. Okay. What else are we missing by not looking? He called for better communication between the UK and USA concerning UFO policies. Well, listen. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I could just picture the Prime Minister of the UK, right? And I don't know the Prime Minister of the UK. I don't know if he's really for the people or not. I mean, that's something that the Dogman UK and Andy's going to have to answer. But I can literally see the UK minister talking to Joe Biden. God damn, I can't talk British. Joe, I can't talk British. I'm sorry, guys. Joe Biden, I think we need to talk more seriously about UFOs. And you can probably see Joe. Go talk to the Secretary of State, and hangs up. Come on. Come on. Our president and all that. I mean, they're such on a high horse. You know, take it more seriously. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, they'll take it more seriously. They'll invent some way to get more funds to say we need more funds for it, right? We need more funds to fund the UFO department, Arrow and stuff. And of course, they'll take the money and put it somewhere else. You know? So I could really see the UK calling the US. We got to take this more serious. All right. Sure we do. Sure we do. All right. The Ministry of Defense does not currently investigate UFO sightings, extraterrestrial beings, has not since 2009. That's because the ex-minister was never he was never certified as an expert as being extraterrestrial. Remember, you have to be certified to be considered an extraterrestrial investigator. So somehow the ex-minister was never certified. So, you know, Joe can barely speak to second graders. I know. It's so sad. It's so sad. It really, truly is. It every time you see him walk up on a stage, it's like he's bumping into everything. He's got to be pointed to the little screen where his speeches are wrote out and all that. And you know what? I don't know why. I don't even know why I'm bringing this up, because I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking about how, the word AI, people hate or AI. AI writes everything. AI is writing people's videos, stories, and I say, good. Why not? Every president who speaks or people running, senators, governors, have people write their speeches for them. You think a president really writes his long speech? Or when he gets a question answered, they put on a proper on how to answer it. So technically, our presidents and government has always had their own version of AI. What do you think they like people are getting dumber because of AI? Well, that explains a lot about our government, because they've always had people written their stories, their speeches, or whatever they want to put out, text, everything. They have people do that for them. They have their own version of AI. Now we finally got ours. Great, I'm all for it. Rich people had their own AI writers. Okay, I don't know. Here, I got one more article. Forget the guy from the UK, the X. Since he's not certified as the expert extraterrestrial, we don't need to see his article. Let's check out this one. It says here, Pentagon UFO boss says strange sightings are either aliens or a foreign power, and he hopes it's extraterrestrial. Wow, that's a stretch. That's a far stretch. I mean, well, no, it's like almost like, yeah, no, duh. I mean, yeah, you don't want a foreign object into our sky because you're thinking the words, it's a missile. So, of course, but instead of saying, to be cute with the story, instead of saying, Pentagon boss saying strange sightings are either an object from foreign power or somebody in the United States playing a hoax or something, but you have to put the word extraterrestrial to make it sound like, put a little like little laugh in it, like, and all that. Let's see here. Let's bring this up. If we don't prove it's aliens, Pentagon Youth Chief Sean Kirkpatrick, Kirkpatrick said, then what we're finding is evidence of other people doing stuff in our backyard. Wow, really? Kirkpatrick, formerly a laser physicist for the CIA, added, that's not good. Really? Not good? Whoa. Yeah, I don't think it's good either. But I don't need to be what is he called again here? What is he called? Formerly a laser physicist to come up with that. According to the director of the Pentagon UFO Investigation Office, the best thing that could come out of this job is to prove that there are aliens. Really? Of course. Of course. Because, first of all, we know you know the truth. It says you're in the CIA, but you're not allowed to say. But if you were technically allowed to say, no shit, Sherlock. You'd be on all the UFO circuits. All the ufologists would when you bend over, they would kiss your butt, kiss your ass, and they'll say, what position you want me in. I mean, seriously. And he'll be making millions of dollars. Millions of dollars, of course. Of course. He wants to prove that they're aliens. It's a money making. He'll be making more money than Jeremy Corbell. But actually, Jeremy Corbell will probably be his agent, and they'll probably come out with a documentary, right? Because we all know if you make a documentary, it's true. Documentaries don't lie, right? Documentaries don't lie. Of course they don't. Of course they don't. I've told people this, and this is no secret. Out of all the documentaries out there, the UFO documentaries are the most full of shit documentaries out of any other community documentaries out there. It is the same people in suits, ties. It's all the fakes in the world. All the fakes. When I look for documentaries, when I see a UFO documentary, I do not watch them. I'll go to a Bigfoot paranormal documentary any day over a UFO documentary. I know it's kind of weird saying that doing a UFO show today, but I'm just telling the truth. Because I get sick of tired of putting on these goddamn documentaries. It's a professor, it's this, and of course, this person's been abducted, that person's been abducted. But thing is, if you make a documentary, it means it's true. Because there are somebody wrote, I find documentaries boring. See, Dogman UK, question everything, even if you think you know it caused information or could be fake. Question everything. But this is the thing this is about the beauty, Dogman UK, about a documentary. You control the story. You don't have to question everything. Oh, hold on a second. You can question everything during a recording of a documentary, but they're going to pick and choose what's going to make the documentary sell. So the real stuff that people are questioning will never make the cut. And you guys saw earlier in the chat that Long Island Bigfoot said himself, the news recorded him all day, but they only used 30 seconds of his all-day filming. 30 seconds. So, if you watch a documentary, and you got every right to, I'm not going to tell you what documentary. Shoot, I just watched the Milli Vanilli documentary. Actually, it was a damn good documentary about fakery, about faking the lip singing, which is kind of sad in a way for Milli Vanilli, because they got criticized. One even hurt himself to the point where he's not living with us no more. Nowadays, it's all accepted. Lip singing is accepted. 95% of all pop singers all sing the tracks. What Milli Vanilli got criticized is the common now. It's common. It's common. And you learn that Milli Vanilli wasn't the one that came up with the lying of the singing. It was the people behind them, the producers, to make money and all that. So when there's lies and corruptions, there's more to the picture than you think. Just saying. So, all right, guys. Beyond that, be careful. Do question everything. Documentaries, take it with a grain of salt. And you know what? You know what's sad? I'm sure that if you want to question documentary and if you send an email or text to whoever the producers or people behind it, they will never answer you. But I'm sure if you send them a text or question about hey, how you love it, they'll probably send you a text back saying yeah, but they don't have the balls to text back to you and answer your question about it. That's the problem with documentaries. You're only seeing it through the side of the who's ever wrote it, who's ever directing it, and who's ever editing it. So the truth is going to be founded by people like ourselves. That's where the truth's going to be. But people are at ourselves. I can have your 8K thumbs up. Fantastic. I just got to figure out how to get that to show up. Got to do that. Keep their fantasies and relevance alive. That's true. Keep it alive. Keep it alive. But beyond that, I appreciate every single one of you for being here. You guys are all awesome. You guys are all wonderful. And I'll see you tomorrow on the Paranormal Highway. And Danny Staten, my friend from South Carolina, happy birthday to you. Have a good birthday. I hope you have a good day. I hope Bigfoot comes to your door. Literally, I hope Bigfoot does come to your door. Knock on it. Bring you some Bigfoot stole some beer from a store or something for you. Beer, Bigfoot beer. I don't know. Sasquatch beer, light beer, heavy beer, whatever you need. Hopefully the Bigfoots will come to your house, bring it. And then, hopefully the aliens don't come tonight, Danny, to your house and do the probing. They can do that another day. This is your day. This is your birthday. Well, have a great birthday, and I'll see you guys next time on the Paranormal Highway.